Social Security benefits could face an automatic 20% cut as early as 2034, and millions of Americans have no idea this is coming. If you're counting on Social Security for your retirement, or you're already receiving benefits, this isn't some distant possibility you can ignore. The Social Security Trustee's latest report confirms what experts have been warning about for years. The trust fund is running out of money faster than expected. I'm here to break down exactly what's happening when these cuts could hit, and most importantly, what you can do to protect yourself. This affects every working American and current retiree. So, stick with me, because by the end of this video, you'll understand the real timeline and have a clear action plan. The stakes couldn't be higher. For the average retiree receiving $1,800 monthly, a 20% cut means losing $360 every month. That's $4,320 less per year. But here's what most people don't realize. There are ways to minimize this impact if you act now. This crisis isn't new, but it's accelerating. COVID-19 accelerated the depletion timeline by about a year due to increased disability claims and reduced payroll tax collections. The 2024 Trustees Report moved the projected depletion date from 2025 to 2034, 1 year closer than previously estimated. Here's the fundamental problem. Social Security operates on a pay-as-you-go system. Today's workers fund today's retirees. But we have a perfect storm brewing. Baby boomers are retiring in massive numbers. About 10,000 Americans turn 65 every single day. Meanwhile, birth rates have declined, meaning fewer workers are supporting each retiree. In 1960, there were 5.1 workers for every Social Security beneficiary. Today, there are only 2.8 workers per beneficiary. By 2040, that ratio drops to just 2.3 workers per beneficiary. Simple math tells us this system is unsustainable without major changes. The trust fund has been building up reserves since the 1983 reforms, but those reserves are now being depleted to cover the shortfall between what comes in from payroll taxes and what goes out in benefits. Once those reserves hit zero, the law requires benefits to be cut to match incoming revenue, hence the automatic 20% reduction. The Social Security Administration operates two separate trust funds. The larger one, called OASI, Old Age and Survivors Insurance, pays retirement and survivor benefits. The smaller DI, Disability Insurance, Trust Fund, pays disability benefits. The combined reserves of both funds are projected to be depleted in 2034. When people talk about the 20% cut, they're referring to what happens if Congress takes no action. The moment the trust funds hit zero, Social Security can only pay out what it collects in payroll taxes. Current projections show that would cover about 80% of scheduled benefits. But here's a crucial detail most people miss. This isn't necessarily a cliff where everyone gets cut 20%. The reduction would likely be applied across all beneficiaries. But the exact mechanics depend on how Congress chooses to implement any changes. The Congressional Budget Office estimates that without reforms, someone retiring in 2034 would see their benefits reduced immediately. Someone who retired in 2033 would also face the same cut. Current retirees wouldn't be grandfathered in under the current law. Here's some perspective. Social Security has never missed a payment in its 89-year history. The 1983 reforms happened just months before the trust fund would have been depleted. Politicians tend to act at the last minute, but they do act because Social Security is the third rail of American politics. Touch it wrong and you're politically dead. However, reform is getting harder. In 1983, the affected population was smaller, and the solutions were more palatable. They gradually raised the retirement age, increased payroll taxes, and started taxing benefits for higher earners. Today's fixes require more dramatic changes because the problem is larger. The most likely solutions being discussed include raising the payroll tax cap, currently $160,200 in 2023, increasing the full retirement age gradually, adjusting the benefit formula for future retirees, or some combination of these approaches. Recent polling shows 83% of Americans support raising the payroll tax cap, meaning high earners would pay Social Security taxes on more of their income. This single change could solve about 70% of the funding gap. If you're currently receiving Social Security or within 5 years of claiming, you're likely safe from major cuts. Politicians rarely change benefits for current retirees because they vote in large numbers. If you're 55 to 62, you might see modest changes. These could include a gradual increase in full retirement age from 67 to 68 or 69, implemented slowly over many years. You might also see changes to the benefit formula that slightly reduce future payments. If you're under 55, expect more significant changes. The retirement age might increase, the benefit formula could be adjusted, and higher earners might pay more in payroll taxes. But remember, even with these changes, Social Security will still exist and provide meaningful benefits. For those under 40, the system you retire under will likely look different, but still provide a safety net. The key is planning for reduced benefits while hoping reforms prevent the worst-case scenarios. First, create your Social Security account at ssa.gov if you haven't already. Check your earnings record annually to ensure accuracy and review your estimated benefits. Understanding your projected benefits helps you plan for potential reductions. If you're still working, consider maximizing your earnings in your highest earning years. Social Security calculates benefits based on your highest 35 years of earnings, adjusted for inflation. Higher earnings now could partially offset future benefit reductions. For those approaching retirement, understand your claiming strategies. Delaying benefits past full retirement age increases your monthly payment by 8% per year until age 70. If benefits do get cut, 8% more of 80% is still better than 100% of a smaller amount. Most importantly, don't let Social Security be your only retirement plan. Financial advisors recommend Social Security replace no more than 40% of your pre-retirement income. Build additional savings through 401ks, IRAs, and personal investments. Congress has several tools to fix Social Security, but each comes with political costs. Raising taxes is unpopular. Cutting benefits loses elections. Raising the retirement age affects younger voters who already feel economically squeezed. The most politically palatable solution is raising the payroll tax cap, which only affects higher earners. Combined with modest benefit formula adjustments and gradual retirement age increases, this could solve the problem without dramatically impacting most Americans. However, political polarization makes compromise harder than in 1983. Republicans generally oppose tax increases and prefer benefit cuts or privatization. Democrats oppose benefit cuts and prefer tax increases on higher earners. The reality is that doing nothing isn't really an option. The 20% cut would be economic and political disaster, affecting 67 million current beneficiaries and creating a crisis of confidence in government promises. I want to hear from you in the comments. Are you worried about these potential Social Security cuts? What's your backup plan if benefits are reduced? If you're already retired, how would a 20% cut affect your budget? Share your thoughts, because this affects all of us, and we can learn from each other's experiences and strategies. If this information helped you understand what's really happening with Social Security, please hit that like button. It helps other people find this crucial information, and honestly, more people need to know about this timeline and start planning accordingly. I know this information can feel overwhelming, especially if you're counting on Social Security for your retirement security. It's normal to feel anxious about these possibilities, but remember that knowledge is power. The worst thing you can do is stick your head in the sand and hope it works out. Here's some hope. America has faced this challenge before and found solutions. The 1983 reforms extended Social Security's solvency for decades. We can do it again, but it requires political will and public pressure. Take control of what you can control. Start by understanding your current projected benefits, then build additional retirement savings wherever possible. Even small amounts saved consistently can make a big difference over time. If money is tight, look for ways to increase your earning potential or reduce expenses. Consider working a few extra years if your health permits. It can dramatically improve your retirement security by allowing higher Social Security benefits and more time to save. Remember, Social Security was never designed to be anyone's sole source of retirement income. It's a safety net, not a complete solution, but it's an important safety net that has kept millions of seniors out of poverty, and that's worth fighting to preserve. Let's recap the key points. Social Security's trust fund is projected to be depleted in 2034, which could trigger automatic 20% benefit cuts if Congress doesn't act. While reform is likely, it's not guaranteed, and the solutions will probably involve some combination of tax increases and benefit adjustments. Your best strategy is to plan for reduced benefits while advocating for reasonable reforms. Check your Social Security statement annually, maximize your earnings when possible, understand your claiming options, and build additional retirement savings. Most importantly, stay informed and engaged. Contact your representatives and let them know Social Security matters to you. This is ultimately a political problem that requires political solutions, and politicians need to hear from constituents who care about preserving this vital program. Thanks for watching, and remember to subscribe for more updates on Social Security and retirement planning. The landscape is changing rapidly, and I'll keep you informed about new developments and strategies to protect your financial future. Until next time, take care and keep planning ahead.